All right. First, wait, let me redo that. All right, boys, what's up? See, when I say boys, I make it feel like there's camaraderie or something, and like you know me, and that you fuck with me. But we're doing our first mukbang, dude. They said it couldn't be done, but I'm proof that it's been done. I looked through basically every item. Something's fucking wrong with me. I looked through every item on the McDonald's breakfast, and we're repeating McDonald's edition today. So I got two sausage egg McMuffins, no cheese. We can't eat the bun because the bun's filled with fucking guar gum, xanthan gum, carrageenan, laurel phosphate, whatever the fuck. I don't know, some poison to make you retarded. It probably doesn't matter because if you keep going upstream, I mean, yeah, the ingredients list looks peaty, but oh, let me use my hand sanitizer. I can't forget. Something's wrong with me, really, seriously. If you keep going up the stream, upstream, downstream, you'll get to the point where it's like, oh, these chickens that the eggs that are provided to McDonald's, these chickens are like Frankenstein fucking zombies. Like, it could not even be egg, you don't know what the fuck you're putting in your body. Same with the pork. Like, actually, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know anything about pork. I do know a little bit about the beef. Like, I saw an IG reel or a TikTok reel that when a cow that's, oh great, that's a hare. Is that a hare? That's awesome. Is that really a hare? I saw a TikTok video that, is that a fucking hare? Or is that like plastic, like shredded plastic? It looks like shredded plastic. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. I saw an IG reel that the milk cows that they pump full of crazy hormones and torture are like, how do you call it? After they can't produce anymore, after they've been pumped full of fucked up strange hormones, and they're like lame or like a down cow or something, like when they fall over and they can't stand back up, then they'll kill them. And that's basically what all our whatever you're eating at McDonald's is. I don't know what the fuck's what's satanic about the pork, but I'm sure or the sausage, I'm sure it's the fucking same thing. We got sugar. I checked the ingredient list. Real cane sugar. Packet hasn't changed since 2019. McDonald's, Chicago, Illinois. Could be peaty, could be real sugar. We'll find out here. My my iced coffee is plain black. So I honestly should pull it up because like some of the words, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy what average person's putting into their body. That's why I don't really hold a lot of ill will. Well, actually, I do. I'm just a hateful person in general, but I can kind of sort of sympathize with gay people, not a whole lot. Don't get me mixed up with someone I'm not, but a tiny bit, because when you're taught from school that being transgender and gay is normal and fine. And you have parasites in your body, and the food and the water, and even the air. The air definitely does not feel the same as it used to. It's making the frogs gay. Whatever the fuck they're doing to people, it's making us gay. Yeah, I don't know. What do I even say, dog? Wait, let me check the ketchup packet. Okay, we got tomato concentrate from red ripe tomatoes, distilled vinegar, high fructose corn syrup, red flag, I don't know if that counts, corn syrup, water, salt, natural flavors. Could be worse. was I saying? Bags. Yeah, no, I can kind of sympathize with them a tiny bit. Not really, though, because they're evil. Dude, it's Petey. I can feel my body healing already. I can feel the 10 years of hard drugs and more like 20 years of drugs and poor nutrition leaving my body already. We've never been more back. Dude, my window's like stuck down a half a crack, you know, like just a tiny bit. And I really don't want these normies to hear me talking to myself. Because I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you, the viewer. Dude, if you're still watching, you're probably one of those fucked up freaks who would post like gore threads on like B and shit. I remember you fucking weirdos. I only clicked on one of those threads like once or twice and it was like, oh my god, just the thumbnails alone. You people are fucked in the head. You people are fucked up. And I will say the same thing about people who watch mukbangs and shit. At least males that do. I think women are kind of retarded, so they get a pass. I knew some nice girls who would watch mukbangs and shit, and they weren't totally evil, but definitely the dudes who are watching that shit are like fucking fucked in the head. Like if you can listen to someone chew, yeah, I don't know, something's wrong with you. My gang stalkers are here, they're after me. What was I gonna say? Fuck, I just had a good tangent. I had a really good tangent going. Fuck, I lost it. Oh, yeah. I watched this insane shit about Disney last night. And like super insane video. I'll link it in the description. Dude, I think it might be funnier to not even like split or cut this video at all. we need to thin the herd. We need to separate the strong from the weak. But yeah, when you think about how subhuman and fucking retarded and disgusting women are, you know, you'll come to like the normal conclusion of, oh, they're on birth control, they're on SSRIs, etc. And it's like way more sinister than that even. And it's Walt Disney. Yeah, I watched this super fucking crazy video. I won't like rehash it all completely like a fucking spastic retard, but basically Walt Disney adapted like old fables and like tales and folk tales and stuff. And they really didn't even. I mean, they had some movies with princesses and whatnot, blah blah blah. But you can kind of see it later on in like the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I was saying like Little Mermaid. I mean that checks out because it's got Robin Williams in it, and I mean the last movie he did, he was like fucking gay prostitutes or whatever, and then hung himself. So obviously whatever was going on, cross dressing, Mrs. Doubtfire, evil Satan shit, whatever was going on, he couldn't bear the burden anymore. You know what I mean? But yeah. It basically kneecapped, for like the last 100 years, maybe less than that. What the fuck is that? Maybe like the last like 50 years or 60 years, Walt Disney is completely obliterated, like women's, what do you call it, imagination. And like you just gotta go watch the video. It's fucking crazy. Like super good video. Like I always bitch like the algorithms are fucked and there's nothing good. Everything sucks. Like I got a fucking gem yesterday and it was awesome. It was so cool. It was so cool, bro. Yeah, like when you think about your childhood, because I mean you're probably male if you're watching this, and you're probably a spastic or like, I don't know. I was just thinking back to my childhood. I would like even skate. This one I'm like kind of ashamed of just because of how fucking schizophrenic and psychotic and imaginative it was. It probably coincides with like how tortured my early life was, so I just wanted to escape, so I would come up with these elaborate things. But I remember playing like skate when I was like 5. Was it later on? I think it was before I moved, so yeah, it would have been like 5 or 6 or something. And you had this like custom level builder, and I would like, it was like a D&D, campaign, but like super schizophrenic. I would just like, it would be like me and my cousin playing. I don't know what the fuck's wrong. I think my cousin probably has the same thing, but he's like half Mexican, so it doesn't really hit the same for him. But we would like create these custom worlds, and like we wouldn't even skate. We'd like build houses and just like cool shit, and just make these super schizophrenic, like, oh, I want to do this and this and this. It was like Sims. It was like proto Sims. I think me and my buddy got really into Sims right after this, actually. But yeah, just thinking about how imaginative it was, like Legos, like building actual Legos probably would have been better for me, but instead I would just mix and match the figurines and just create like super intense wars and storylines and just imaginative stuff that kids are supposed to do. And women haven't really. The video says, the guy says like, oh, boys will do like pirates and cowboys, blah blah blah, and women haven't really had that. It's basically just been oh, you want to be Ariel or whatever. And just super depressing to think about. Like, I'm trying to think examples from my childhood. Dude, I just want to scream at every somewhat beautiful woman I see. Help! Help me! Help! Hey! Ah! Take your AirPods out, please. Your hair looks so soft. Did you dress up as Ariel for Halloween when you were a kid? Your childhood might have been robbed from you. But no, God, I don't want to be a fucking annoying fag and just rehash his entire video. But, yeah, it's like the books and shit these tales were based off of, you know, children used to be read to, you know. I started reading when I was like 3 years old. You know, I was using Windows XP computer before I was like, you know, before I could fucking read. Like, my grandma would call my grandpa, and she didn't, you know, she was fucking prehistoric, so she didn't know how to work the computer. She couldn't even work the TV remote. She was so fucking prehistoric. God bless her soul. But you know, she was just old, set in her ways, and didn't want, you know, what the fuck do I need to learn electronics for? Fuck you, you know. I fuck with that. I fuck with that heavy. I fuck with that mindset. But yeah, she'd call my grandpa and be like, how the hell do you open because I remember these Kellogg's boxes would give you like Tonka truck. I had one game that was like Tonka truck, like you just paint like trucks and stuff, and that was cool. I played that before I could read. And yeah, we're just in a post-literate society now, and the majority especially girls, I think get it worse because men are, you know, just naturally are logical, and I think they are drawn to reading. And even if you're just like me, for example, I like reading a lot, even though in the most important years I kind of, you know, if you're not steered in the right direction, you're just gonna read fucking slop. Like, I read like 30 books, Guardians of Gahul, like a bunch of fucking owls. Like, I was like way too old to be still reading that shit, like 5th grade, 6th grade. And a lot of you fucking monkey animals would be like, oh, that's not that bad, you were only 10 or 11. It's like, okay, go back 100 years, go back 200 years, and see what a fucking 10 or 11-year-old was reading. You fucking, oh my god, it makes me want to tear my face off. Just absolute sloppening of society in the world. And it's like, you shouldn't be reading fucking, I mean, you can be reading make-believe and you know, whatever, but you shouldn't be reading about fucking owls for 30 books straight. Like, what the fuck, man? The world's insane. Like, I could have been so much more. I tweeted about this the other day. Like, I should have been so much more. I don't get it. I don't get it. Any other time in history, I would have been like sent off to like a boarding school, or like a private school, or like a private tutor, or like anything, just anything to actually nourish the mind. And instead I was given like, I was like instead of that, I was given like, okay, here's skate underground, make your custom parks to escape your shitty, tortured hell life. Ooh, we got a chocolate lady. I'm people watching right now. But yeah, instead of like actually like doing anything useful, like, I remember I played a lot of chess when I was little, and I definitely should have kept going at that. And yeah, it's just, oh, play Wind Waker, play Ocarina of Time, and it's like, even those things, which are like extremely transformative and beautiful and 1,000 times better than anything after, and like more nourishing to the mind, like, Link to the Past, Minish Cap. Even though Link to the Past, you can make the argument that Link has Moloch devil horns in Link to the Past, and there's probably a lot of like evil sigils in maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think this whole BlackRock DEI Sweet Baby Inc., like including demonic imagery in your video games, has been around for a lot longer than what we know it as. But like I said, you know, even Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Guardians of Gahul. Oh god, let me think. It's really hard for me to remember. You know, after high school partying and stuff, really fucked my brain up. And I used to have like perfect memory, but just give me a second here. Skate, Sims, Dark Orbit. Even I wouldn't even I'd consider Dark Orbit like one of Dark Orbit or RuneScape or like any other kind of cookie clicker flash game. Honestly, if it was massively multiplayer with a chat and a buying and selling system, it's really, really good for the mind. I wouldn't even call that slop. Even though space is fake and gay. But I should have got a large coffee. This is sad. But yeah, all the media you consume, you know, Warriors is a much more popular one that maybe you can relate to. I might be naming too much niche stuff, but Warriors, the cat books, was basically, you know, same. It's the same thing as Guardians of Gahul. And I remember going to like Scholastic book fairs in like fourth grade, 5th grade, maybe 6th grade, and just buying like total retard dog shit. I read a lot of mystery novels, nothing insane, like just small kid books. I mean, still bigger books than most of the fucking class was reading, fucking retards. But the funniest part is we had these Chinese fucking twins in our class, and it's like they got ground into dust by their parents to be like you need to be the fastest reader, you need to be blah blah blah, this or that. It's like you can get the best test score and the highest words per minute reading, but it's like you don't feel it in your soul like a white man does. Okay, you don't extrapolate and grapple and really feel it. Like they're not meant to be in white society. I don't know why the fuck they're here. It's fucking strange. But anywho, fuck, what was I saying? Fuck, I totally fucking lost my train of thought, getting rage baited. Those fucking morons. I can read 400 words per minute. Okay, first of all, you're lying. Second of all, even if you are, fuck you. I'm white. I'm white. You're Chinese. I'm white. I have blue eyes and blonde hair, you fucking faggot. I don't care how fast you can read. And another thing was this is like Windows XP era, when all the public schools had those Dell Dimensions. I remember we had this thing where if you read a book, you could go take a quiz on it, and if you passed like 80% of questions or whatever, you'd be considered you read the book, and you get like a medal or something. I remember just reading an obscene amount, and I got all these medals, and I was like number 1 or number 2 in our class, and I got this fucking medal, and that's just so weird looking back. Like, I guess it worked, but I'm pretty sure like I ended up figuring out like, I can just Google a summary of the book, or like, you know, if my friends read a book, I can just ask him what the fuck the book was about and just cheat the system. But that was a strange program. I'm trying to think. This is fucking nothing. This is a nothing burger video. I think the reason I reminisce on the past so much is because when you're as fried as a person like me, I don't know if you've done acid or mushrooms or just drank very heavily or smoked weed in your developmental years, maybe you can relate. Or God forbid, Benadryl or cough syrup. And I'm not talking lean, I'm talking like actual cough syrup. God forbid you did those. Because you feel, when you think about the past and you think about what it used to be, I know we are in hell society, in hell world, and it's torture, blah, 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 blah. But, I think it's nearly impossible. So, I haven't read since I was like 14 or 15. And, I'm in my mid-20s now. I've read a book or two or three. It's much easier when I read to someone, if that makes sense. Just reading on my own is just total nightmare. But yeah, I don't feel 100% lucid. Not lucid, but like I don't have it anymore. And I think when I think back on when I did have it, thinking of those memories and being in that place, it can restart it or kick it, recharge it, whatever the fuck you want to say. And you can sort of feel it. You can feel it just for a moment, a brief moment. And I think that's why nostalgia, if I was annoying fucking word cell Twitter homo with nothing better to think about or do, and my entire paycheck counted on my Twitter impressions, I would say nostalgia permeates the mind of millennials and zoomers. Because, dude, I fucking hate word cells on Twitter. They're so fucking gay and annoying. Maybe I would be a word cell if I didn't fucking obliterate my mind. You know what I mean? But maybe I'd be just another annoying fag. Maybe I'm meant for this path I'm on. Doubt it. But nostalgia kind of permeates the mind. Millennials and Gen Z are obsessed. When you think about Gen X, which is 1965 to 1980, they really weren't hit with hard drugs. D.A.R.E wasn't a thing in school, which is like dare to do drugs. It's like, okay, that whole program was satanic and just meant to make kids do drugs. But they didn't have that for Gen X. There was no opiate epidemic. There was no SSRIs or Adderall. Maybe in really niche, 0.001% of kids would take Adderall. Maybe, I don't know if Adderall was even around back then, but you know what I mean. There wasn't this drug culture. There wasn't this or that. At most, you had your parents at most would be extreme drunks. And I'm not saying that's good, but at the worst, and even then that society was flourishing so much, you could just fall upwards. Like, you could be an extreme drunk and just society just worked, and you knew it worked because in 1982 Walt Disney released Dumbo on the VHS, 40-year-old movie, and your grandma bought it and adjusted for inflation, $85 movie, VHS tape, adjusted for inflation, that's like $280 today. So it's like, even if you were a drunk, good for nothing, fall down drunk, you could get any retard, useless job that wouldn't fire you, and you could just fail upwards and still buy a house. And yeah, I guess there was some weed and acid here and there. I think acid was extremely popular in the 70s, because I've talked to both my grandma and grandpa, and they said that acid, they did acid, and acid was pretty popular, and they said they knew a few kids who took acid and just never came back. You know, they went to a mental institution or asylum or whatever, and they just never were the same again. And I think it does that for all the users. Anyone who's taken acid, it does that. I just think some people get lobotomized and don't notice, and then some people get lobotomized and do notice, and then they're so fucking fucked in the head they have to go to an asylum. You know what I mean? I think that's basically all people who do acid. Same with mushrooms. I'm definitely fucking not me. I wish I could be me, but I'm not. But other than the acid and the weed that was barely potent and it was homegrown and still natural, you didn't have that with Gen X. Millennials, it kind of hit them. What, millennials are 19s, 80 to like 1997 or something like that. They just got crushed. Like, so what, the oldest millennial would have been 10 in like 1990, or like 15 in like 95. So yeah, they just kind of got crushed by when the fuck did I feel like the opiate epidemic like didn't hit mass appeal until like the mid 2000s, but it was still around before that. You know, you probably had opiates and heroin and meth, just less common. But I'm pretty sure opiates were like just candy. You could just find them anywhere. I remember talking to one of my family members' old friends. He said the VA would just give him milk jug gallons of opiates, and that was up until like 2012. So if they were doing it, you know, if the opiate epidemic, you know, hit mass appeal in the mid 2000s and they still didn't clamp down on it till 2012, you know, how long before it hit mass appeal, TV time, were those opiates around? They were probably around for the oldest millennials. Same with heroin. Heroin's not that hard to make, I don't think, if I had to guess. And you know, they were kind of the first. They got put on like the first generation of antidepressants and all that guinea pig fuck your mind up shit. That's why you see so many I mean, you saw it with Gen X, the Wigger Arrested Development. You know, you'd see a 45-year-old guy with like his hat backwards, retarded, in like 2011, and just wankster type dude. But even the millennial, I think, as a sort of coping mechanism for just being raped by life relentlessly, I think they sort of did the same thing. Because you could even see that type of guy up until like 2018, you know, the type of guy with his hat backwards and like, man, Nas and Tupac was the shit, man. And it's like, okay, no, you did meth, bro. You did meth. I don't think they were the shit. You did a lot of meth, nigga. You did a lot of meth, buddy. I don't think they were the shit. Yeah, I don't know if all those guys died in 2017 or like what the fuck happened to them. I think they all probably died in the Zandemic. Probably. But yeah, so millennials got hit pretty hard, and they're like middle-aged now, and yeah, we're probably I mean, even if you ignore abortion, we're missing like a third of millennials at least. You know, either a third are literally dead, you know, from deaths of despair, or they're so lobotomized they may as well be dead. They would do they would be better use to society if they were dead. And yeah, so moving on to Gen Z, which is like 97 to I think like 2011 or something like that. I don't know, I'd have to go look. The dates don't really matter. It's just easier to do it that way. I really don't like the whole generations in general, because you can have such a vast difference even in like a 5 to 10 year span, just depending on whatever propaganda or mind control slave potion they put out. You could be 10 years older than someone and just completely dodge certain mind control, being raped. Speaking of my, okay, I shouldn't say it like that, that's gross, but my family member said that back in like the 70s, or how old would they have been? I don't know. They said that when they were little, they would take fluoride tablets as like vitamins. Like I'm sure the Flintstone gummies had fucking heavy metals and were basically the same thing as fluoride tablets, but to just outright be like, hey, yeah, fluoride will make your teeth strong. You take this heavy metal. Oh my god, it's fucking brutal out here, dude. Health Society's been going on a while, because that's I think my grandma told me that, and she's like, I don't know, 70, I think? I don't fucking know. But yeah, even back then they were doing it. So it's like, okay, you're obviously those Flintstone gummies you're taking when you were like 5 years old probably had the same effect. Dude, eat these heavy metals, and then go put a fucking MRI machine around your skull, dude. And get your wisdom teeth taken out, dude. spin these heavy metals really fast around your brain. These heavy metals that cross the blood-brain barrier. Go put your head in a fucking X-ray machine and spin it around your head so we can get a good look at your teeth. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit, man. Hashtag Health Society, bro. Holy fuck. God damn, that's good. That's fucking golden, bro. Oh my gosh. That's fucking awesome. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but that's fucking hilarious. Oh, Gen Z. Gen Z Health Society, the drug epidemic. Yeah, I mean, I was smoking weed when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old. And I knew a lot of other kids that were around the same age doing the same thing. I remember I smoked with this one group. I only smoked probably 10 times total when I was like 10 or 11. And it was with my buddy who was like 3 or 4 years older than me, and a couple of his friends who were around my age. And then they transferred to my school, and I remember seeing them on the bus. This is after I quit smoking. I quit smoking weed after that probably 10 times, and quit hanging out with that friend just because I don't know, I could feel it was wrong and not good for me, and physically just bad for me. And yeah, I remember them getting on the bus this like first day of school and then being like, "Hey, I know you. You're crucial. You're crucial, aren't you?" I was like, "Nope, I don't know you. I've never met you. Get away from me. I don't know you. I don't know you." And they never snitched. They never said anything. They never told anyone. I think they probably told their fucking loser weed. I mean, I shouldn't even call them white trash, because it's like, their parents are just victims of Health Society. A lot of those people were good people if they just didn't grow up in that situation. But yeah, a lot of them just didn't say anything because I was friends like a lot of the preppy people, and it was it was it was cool, man. They were cool. You know, they could have told everyone, and everyone would have been like, "Hey, you smoked weed?" You know, you're in 6th grade, and everyone at school is like, "What the fuck? Did you smoke weed?" Like, no, no one ever came up to me and asked that. Just maybe one of their hippie friends, um, maybe said something, but none of my friends ever mentioned it ever, which is insane self control for 5th grader, 6th grader. Shout out to them. I think I think they're all prostitutes or strippers or OnlyFans or dead face down dead in a ditch from a death of despair. But shout out those people, man. Yeah, really, really sad. Um, just how many people just got one shot, They're in 4th grade and their mom's smoking meths, and they take a shitload of Benadryl, and then they're just retarded the rest of their life. It's like, oh, well, fucking A. And yeah, it just sucks, man. Because, I mean, if I was smoking weed in like 2010, I am in a libtard blue state. So maybe if you're in a red state, you could have escaped Hell Society for a decade longer, whatever. If your parents are rich or together and you're well off, whatever, kudos to you. But I'm really certain, at least in current year, maybe even back then, like a third of white people, just one parent in the home, if that, and just around bad shit. Like at least a third of society, especially white people, even the fucking beaners that move here illegally, can escape Hell Society way easier because they just, I don't know, they can't understand the programming and the propaganda, so it's like they're immune to it in a way. So they just fuck like rabbits and listen to their Mexican music and Mexican TV or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they do, but they don't seem to have the deaths of despair that white people do. And yeah, pretty interesting when you think about it. How do I close this off? I mean, do I really need to like go up to the modern day? I mean, so Gen Z, a third of us were tortured, one parent, single parent, living with grandparents, around drugs and shit. And then like, you get to the 23, I feel like, dude, like 2010 to like 2015 was just like so, maybe it's just the age I was, but like it was so hopeful and happy and like not bad. And there was like literally not much, like, yeah, you still had leftover like WWE, like Bam Margera, kind of Marilyn Manson type, late 90s, early 2000s. You still had that kind of edge, like fake edge goth faggotry emo shit hanging on. And I'm gonna be honest, I had the emo hair. I'll probably have it again here in another week or two. I'm not even that far against it, but I just mean like in general, that leftover angst, was still there in like 2011, 2012. The edgy Reddit atheist shit was still there, but it felt very hopeful. Like 2010 to like 2015, it was very hopeful. I didn't see culturally a lot of rot. I felt like we had seen a ton of rot in the 90s and in the 2000s, and then it was like we got these cell phones, we had these algorithms that weren't even algorithms really at the time compared to an algorithm now. And the rot wasn't there. It was the internet was all organic. The only organic place you can find now on the internet is like Pinterest, maybe. but that raw just wasn't there. The internet was super gemmy. We had like early Instagram, we had Tumblr, we had Skype. We had Windows Vista, we had Windows 7. You look at how these programs and these websites functioned, and they were tactile, they had good feedback, they were Web 2.0, and everything just worked. Facebook sort of became Reddit and like BoomerCon even by like 2013, 2014. But like we had Facebook, we had Skype, TeamSpeak, old Steam. Like you look at how old Steam used to function, just everything was tactile and had real, you'd Google something, go look at the 2008 Google logo, like you'd Google something and you got a real result and not just a fake curated bullshit. And I think this is why you saw from 2010 to 2015 or so, it was so gemmy and it was so hopeful, and it was like we had escaped. It was literally like, even though we were in the Matrix, like we were in the technology, it was as if we had escaped it completely. It was incredible. I don't even know how else to describe it. It's a hard thing to put into words. We had literally escaped the Matrix through the Matrix, and then 2015, 2016, they fucked up the YouTube algorithm. They hit the adpocalypse button. Gamergate, Anita, whatever the fuck. Video games were still, they had been on a downward trend since 2009 to like 2015, but they hadn't just bottomed out, dropped out of the sky yet. They were still playable, sort of. Not that I was playing much of anything by that point, but just looking at it from an outside perspective, you still had some gems. Arguably worse quality than like the 2000s, but you still had some gems. Just really fucking bleak when you look at it through that lens. I'm not even sure how to describe it, but it really was. Okay, I'm trying to put into words a shit that can't be put into words. Okay, you know the feeling. Moving on. And then you hit 2015, 2016, 2017. In 2016, you start getting SoundCloud, you start getting this super angry, super violent, super angry, super depressing shit that just dwarfs, it makes System of a Down and all that other sponsored gay fucking fag shit look like, it makes it look like the Beatles, it makes it sound like the fucking Beach Boys with the shit that we started getting in 2015, 2016, 2017. It's like we got Suicide Boys and Lil Peep and XXXTentacion and all these emo channels and vapor cloudware channels, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They went from, if you look at like Young Lean, original Young Lean first album and all their music videos, it was like very 90s, 2000s swag, cloud rap, vapor wave, whatever. And it's like almost overnight, the whole industry got like, that whole section got turned into like just depressing, cut yourself, be violent, be angry, be mad, nearly overnight. It, not Young Lean's music, his shit just sucked after his first album, but just the whole SoundCloud, like online curated genre, just kind of, it was going in a beautiful direction, and then 2016 and it just drops off a fucking cliff. It's like, okay, that's natural. And just what do you even say? I don't know. We got chopped up, got up and spit out. They dropped Xanax and Molly and everything on us. Another strange time was in like 2012. I met my cousin's friend who, like, overnight, he started raving, and overnight just looked like a fucking meth head. and you know, Molly and all that shit. I don't know. Was that shit around in the 2000s? I don't know. Super depressing, but it is what it is. You guys, I don't need to talk about the post 2020 era. Everyone knows this fucking clown world. I mean, they patched out literally all our algorithms. We have nothing left anymore. But I think that's about it. I think that's all I got in the tank. I might have to chop this one up because it's like 5 minutes in the middle where I was eating and not even talking, but I think this was a good one. I'll catch you guys later. Like, subscribe, blah blah blah, all that shit. See ya. Okay, we're gonna add a little addendum to the end of this video, because I kind of just rambled about nothing. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And the one guy who stuck around for this ending piece right here. Look at your phone screen. We're doing actual content right now. Look at this this building. This is where your ketchup's manufactured. So McDonald's is really interesting because on you look at their website, they virtually an end times. But they have the ingredients section, you know, and they don't want you to click any farther. They're legally obligated to show you more. Otherwise, they would just show you this and say keep eating the slop, you know, don't worry about it. And we got the dietary percentage, whatever. Fortified vitamins don't work anyways. Vitamins are fucking poison. They don't work. Fortified doesn't work. But yeah, look at. So you think, oh yeah, this is the cheapest thing on the menu. I'm getting a deal. Well, here's where you're getting a deal. We got soybean oil, modified cornstarch, dextrose. It's like fructose, which is like corn syrup, basically. I think, which could also be argued to not be natural. Xanthan gum. This is what fucks you up the most. If you look, basically 60% of food is going to have either xanthan gum, guar gum, or carrageenan in it. So whatever the fuck that is probably making you retarded, and is just horrible for you. Calcium chloride, that can't be good. Citric acid, that can't be good. Okay, blah blah blah. Bleached wheat flour, why does it need to be bleached? Blah blah blah. What the fuck is riboflavin, folic acid? Shortening, interserified soybean oil, hydrogenated soybean oil, hydrogenated cottonseed oil, baking soda, cornstarch, sodium. Oh, does that say aluminum? Sodium, what the fuck? Aluminum sulfate, calcium sulfate, monocalcium phosphate, monodiglycerides, vital wheat gluten, sodium metabusulfite, what the fuck? Microcrystalline cellulose, dicalcium phosphate, sodium citrate, cheese cultures, which basically means it's like lab made, pretend cheese. It's not actual cheese. That's basically all cheese in a grocery store. You can't find real cheese anymore unless you're on a farm. Citric acid, enzymes, soy lecithin. Yeah, you're eating fucking gum and sludge. So this morning we peed it, okay? We peed it at McDonald's. We did the impossible. We ate all natural whole foods at McDonald's. I doubt it. You know, before we get into that, let's take a look. Okay, so here's where your ketchup's manufactured. I mean, this is straight out of a Terry Gilliam movie. Like, we're gonna watch a scene in this movie, and really good movie. This is like proto Hell Society.
So sorry.
Ignore the third worlder subtitles.
Late? No. Alma? What are you going to have? I can't make up my mind whether to have the number 1 or the number 2. What do you recommend, Miss Garvin?
Between you and me, madam. Today, the number 2.
Thank you, Sparta. Shelley, what are you going to have?
Between you and me, mademoiselle, today, the number 1. Madame Murray.
Oh, to hell with the diet. I'm going to have a number 8, please.
About the second
Either.
say so, madam. Monsieur, that's rare. Monsieur Calvin, you know. I don't know which one. That one. That's one.
Just watch it. It's so good, bro.
Alma, you wicked girl. You started your treatment.
Say the number, please.
You noted.
Dude, she has like dude, my grandma had a facelift like 6 months before she died. I'm not even kidding. Oh my god, this movie's brutal, bro. Oh my god. Anyways, back to the peating. Okay, so the muffin is just full of xanthan gum and, you know, whatever the fuck else any of this shit means. Egg, nothing else. If you don't get, so there's a round egg and then there's another egg. The other egg has like a bunch of shit in it. Who fucking knows? The round egg. I mean, all this could be bullshit anyways. It could just be poisoning you anyways. And what the fuck are you gonna do about it, right? Sausage patty, pork, water, salt, spices, dextrose, which is like arguably unnatural and probably shouldn't be put in your body. I don't know what rosemary extract means or natural flavors means. We just gotta cross our fingers and hope. The cheese, citric acid, enzyme, soy, the thick thin, color added, and then yeah. So just order the sausage McMuffin with no cheese and don't eat the bread and you'll be all right. Also, this is a funny one too. This was fucked up. Like, Dude, they're making so much money off of these, and they just have to stretch it even farther. So you have your brewed coffee, right? You have your ice, light cream. So like you would think something as simple as like cream wouldn't be, but it is. Sodium phosphate. What does that even mean? Generic. So what is this? What is this, dude? Sodium phosphate can be found in fast food, deli meat, processed meat, canned tuna. It thickens food. It cures meat and meat products. It's a leavening agent. It's an emulsifying agent. It balances pH levels. And what the fuck does this mean? Okay, so you can't even eat the. You can't even eat the Because wasn't the sodium phosphate in the sausage patty? Okay, no, it's not. But yeah, like what the fuck is this? Side effects from overdose of sodium phosphate: vomiting, headache, reduced urine, bloating, abdominal pain, dizziness, irregular heartbeat, seizure. Why would you be eating something that can give you a seizure? Avoid sodium phosphate if you have kidney disease, heart failure, an allergy. Dude, what the fuck? What's this other one? Should we find out what datum is? Datum is an emulsifier primarily used in baking to strengthen the gluten network in the dough. It is added to... Dude, you can't even order a fucking coffee without this. This is just unreal. Like you're buying a $3 coffee and you're just being poisoned as well. Sodium pterodactyl lactate? What is this? Sodium, or dietary emulsifier, sodium stearyl lactate alters gut microbiota in vitro and inhibits bacterial butyrate producers. Alters gut microbiota in vitro. Okay, so if my mom ate a fucking... my mom ate a McDonald's burger, and it'll alter your gut microbiome in the womb. Oh my god. Isn't in vitro in the womb? Isn't that what that means? God damn, this is fucking satanic. Let's keep it moving. Sodium citrate. Prevents and treats acid levels in your body. It may also be used to help prevent... It's a medication? Wait. Sodium citrate. Am I sodium citrate? To prevent kidney stones. Damn, we're eating such fucking poison. They have to put literal medicine in our food. Our food is such poison. They have to put literal fucking medicine in it, or the entire fucking country would be pissing out kidney stones every other week. That's insane. That's fucking insane. Because yeah, if you eat a shitload of salt, don't you get kidney stones like fast? Metabolic acidosis. The solution works by making your blood and pee less acidic. It makes the solution... Dude, what the fuck? Bro. Dude, we're literally taking medicine from our... This is nuts. Carrageenan. Everyone knows what carrageenan is. Don't eat carrageenan. Don't eat xanthan gum. Don't eat guar gum. What's magnesium oxide? Dude, what the fuck? Is this another medicine? Or is this just like magnesium? Is this like another thing to keep you from fucking dying for eating sludge? Magnesium... an antacid to relieve heartburn. Oh, so you're just drinking Tums. You're drinking Tums and you're... You're eating sludge, and then your sludge drink has Tums in it to keep you from getting sick. That's awesome. This is fucking outrageous. And then the liquid sugar has vegetable glycerin in it, which is, let's see. It can help. Is this another medicine? What the fuck is vegetable glycerin? Glycerin is a sugar alcohol derived from animal products, plants, or petroleum. Vegetable glycerin is a variant made from plant oils, of course. It is said to have been accidentally discovered more than 2 centuries... Yeah, okay, you're fucking fed. It's said to be discovered over 2 centuries ago. Okay, fed. You fucking fed. What does Coca-Cola have vegetable glycerin? Hold on. Coca-Cola was certified kosher in 1935 by Rabbi after beef tallow derivative glycerin was replaced with vegetable glycerin. However, the high fructose corn syrup used by most U.S. bottlers since the 1980s is... What the fuck is... What did I just fucking stumble upon? I don't even want to say that evil word. That's not an English word. You need to not make me read that. By definitions of Jewish kosher law, and therefore forbidden by Ashkenazi Jews during Passover according to certain traditions. Dude, these people are fucking nuts. Coca-Cola formula. Dude, I'm just trying to read the Coca-Cola formula and I'm getting inundated, attacked with Jewish ideology. Leave me alone. Fructose, which is just high fructose corn syrup, basically. Potassium sorbate is the potassium salt of sorbic acid. Toxicology. In pure form, potassium sorbate in skin, eye, and respiratory irritant. Damn. Up to 0.4% has been studied in low salt naturally fermented pickles, and when combined with calcium chloride, 0.2% made good quality pickles. Dude. Potassium sorbate has about 74% of sorbic acid's antimicrobial activity when calculated. The sorbic acid, 0.3%, is allowed in cold packed cheese food. The upper pH limit for effectiveness is 6.5. For comparison, I think a standard Diet Coke is pH 3.5. So the upper pH limit so anything above 6.5, it will not, because it's a food additive. So it's used as a preservative, I think. Yeah, this is fucking satanic. The maximum acceptable daily infant intake of human consumption is 25 milligram. Under some conditions, particularly at high concentrations or in nitrates, potassium sorbate has shown genotoxic activity in vitrio. In vitrio is in womb, right? What the fuck does in vitrio mean? Damn, so if your mom ate an entire jar of Smucker's jam, it definitely got to you. The potassium sorbate antimicrobial definitely got into your crossed the blood-brain barrier. That's cool. That's really cool. 3 studies conducted in the 1970s did not find out any carcinogenic effects in rats. That's good to know. Wow. Yeah, this is fucking evil. Yeah, but this morning I was peaty. I didn't have any light cream or liquid sugar. I just had a plain black iced coffee. I had 2 of the sausage McMuffins with no cheese, and I didn't eat the muffin, even though dextrose is probably bad for you. Honestly, that's about as good as you can do at McDonald's, though. Oh yeah, I had ketchup too, which is tomato ketchup concentrate, distilled vinegar, high fructose corn syrup, which is good. Corn syrup isn't good. Salt, natural flavors. What can they hide? I don't even want to know what they can hide in natural flavors. That's probably super evil. Yeah, that's interesting. That's really interesting.
What will you listen to me? No, wait. Raised for you in wine sauce.
It's too exciting. I've left Dr. Jaffe and gone to Dr. Jack's.
Numéro 2, orange. Excusez-moi.
The acid man?
Really, Ida, just because his techniques are revolutionary, I don't go around calling Dr. Jaffe the knife man.
Numéro 1, crevette à la mayonnaise.
I am sorry, I didn't mean to
It's
sound
all
so...
right, Ida. It's just...
Numéro 3. Mesdames, Monsieur, bon appétit.
Merci. Acid, on the other hand, can be used for such wonderfully subtle shading, such delicate nuances, like a Rembrandt etching. And it is so much quicker. Why, if it wasn't for this complication, the doctor says it would have happened with anybody, I'd have had this dressing all this. Honey. Salt.
I saw the most wonderful idea for Christmas presents at the chemist. Gift tokens. Medical gift tokens.
Oh, that sounds marvelous.
It's good at any doctor's note in the major hospitals. It's all